Hi, my name is Malik. I was born and raised in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I'm a founder of a nonprofit organization called Beginning of Hope. It's where we try to build consciousness, awareness in individuals, and therefore building hope. I'm a spiritualist, and I want to be proactive.
Most definitely. You say beginning hope?
Beginning of Hope.
Beginning of hope. Where can they find you at?
Right now you can find me on Facebook. Just go to Facebook and search for the group Beginning of Hope. You can also reach me at my email at clarkmonike@gmail.com. I'm working on other avenues, you know, but like right now we got a little small family community, so right now I'm just enjoying that.
Oh, most definitely. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I would like to thank Miss Monique most definitely for allowing me to be a part of her family. And I also, you can find me there too, y'all. Most definitely. Hey, I'm telling you, I was saying though, it's time for us to identify ourselves because we're torn in this world about who we are. How many times have you heard people try to describe themselves?
Well, honestly, the people that I come in contact with day to day, they're not really worried about their identity, which they should be. But you know, like right now, they worried about today. You know, where their next meal gonna come from. You know, how they gonna get this bill paid. Who gonna take care of their kids while they go to school. You know, all of that is kind of like priority, which it shouldn't be in people's lives. You know, just the reality that we dealing with it. You know, so it's hard to get people to focus on it. That's the purpose of having hope. They have none. They have nothing to live for. So if you don't got nothing to live for, you don't care about your identity. You don't care about who you is, you know. People, they need something to live for. They need hope. They need that inspiration to love themselves, to know themselves, you know. Right now they in survival mode. You know, we gotta revive them. So they can find things they love about themselves, you know. When it's just, we gotta be proactive and not reactive, you know. It sucks, you know, what happened, you know, but I just feel like so much stuff is going on in the world today that we gotta get our people's ear first. We gotta get them back.
Yeah, and that's the reason why we coming with self-identification. It's time for us to identify. Around the world, a lot of black people don't want to say they're African Americans. Some don't even like the word color black, and that's a shame though, because we the ones that the world beats up on, and they think of us as being black. But I look at where the word black came from. See, a lot of y'all taking European understanding and things, and you put it as to make you hate yourself. See, white people used to say things to make us hate ourselves. They said the black cat was evil. And if you ask my co-host, she'll tell you I got a black cat running around here. But let me tell you, the black cat is not evil. Black is not a bad word. Black only identifies who we are and who we're being seen as. If you ask the Moors will say they black, because Moor means black. You know what I'm saying? Negro, what they call us Negro. That comes from the terminology of the word black. You can go and Google and look in your dictionary. I'd have been there. So I'm trying to tell y'all, man, we should not be separated because we do not like the terminology of calling ourselves black. It's time for us to identify ourselves. We're trying to bring hope and everything to y'all to realize that we're living in a dangerous time right now in America. Because these people pulling us over, they ain't pulling us over because they see that we're Christians. They ain't saying, oh, you're a Christian, I'm pulling you up. No, they see you in that car as a black person. They don't think you, they didn't say, are you Native American? No, they looking at you, they seeing black. So it's time for us to really stand on the word black and accept who we are, black. Kemet means the land of the black, the land where all these black people came from. That's what Kemet is. What you know today as Egypt. Most definitely, Egypt is in Africa. Egypt is a country in Africa. Most definitely. And it's time for y'all to understand and identify yourselves. You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to get on team. We the only ones that ain't on team. You know what I'm saying? We need to get on team. It's time for us black men and black women to stand up in our greatness and truly represent that black love that is there. Even though there's some black people that look like us, some people, some skin folk and kin folks. And it's still time to identify who they are. They might look like they black, they might not like black you like black. You see what I'm saying? So it's time for us to really self-identify who we are. Do you agree, Queen?
Yes, I do. I do agree that you need to identify who you are. You know, identify with yourself. Know yourself. I'm always pushing that. That's the only way you're going to be able to operate in your highest conscience. You know, if you know who you are. You know? True. That's the goal. Is for everybody to operate from a highest conscience level. You know, our people, we lost.
Yeah, most definitely.
We lost. We don't know who we are.
And how should we identify ourselves?
Well, I like to identify myself as melanin rich. I just think it sounds
yeah, it sounds good
for me. You know what I'm saying?
But see, let me, I ain't mean to cut you off. But when we say melanin, we talking about the same essence that's in all of us. People that call ourselves black.
Right.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Right. So it's not wrong by accepting the word terminology as black.
It's not wrong to identify with black, but me personally, I prefer melanin rich because it's melanin and I'm rich in it.
Okay, but listen to this.
You know,
guess what? Even though you like it like that and I like it like that, that don't mean that we can't be on the same team fighting for what
That's right. You know, melanin rich are people of color.
Yeah.
Your color is, if you got color to you, you're rich in melanin. That's how it goes.
Most definitely. Don't you know melanin? If you go on the internet right now, you Google how much melanin is. Don't you know they paying $325 a gram
for melanin?
For melanin.
Wow.
Man, when I Google that, but they buying melanin $325. Where are they getting melanin from? You think that he lying? Do you think he lying?
I mean, I don't know.
No, listen to this. They not just getting it from dead black people. They getting it from our children and sons and nephews that's been kidnapped and organ harvested. You see what I'm saying? And see, that's the reason why it's time for us to come together and identify with ourselves. That's where I was getting at with that question. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Once we recognize who we are the melanated people of this planet. And things are happening to us, and we need to get on board so we can put an end to the devastation that's going against us in this world called America. See what I'm saying?
I do. I agree.
Yeah. See, that's the reason why I went with that question there. Because a lot of us don't know. So it's time for you to choose sides, bro. You either gonna be for your melanated black culture or you for the enemy. It's time for us to get on team and recognize who we are. I agree with today's topic, self-identification, and I do agree that it's time right now that we living in to start identifying who we are, who team you on. Cause I love every last one of y'all, just like I love every last one of y'all in here. I love your children just as well as I love my children. And it's time for us to start living with the truth. It's time to accept the truth. See, the truth is a self-identification. You got to find truth in self-identification. Because you got to be truthful with yourself, who you are, and who you represent. Are you going to be for the people or against the people? Anything you like to say else to add to that, Queen?
Yes, I do. I want to get a little bit deeper into identifying yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it's so important for people to take the time out to get to know yourself. You know, I can't stress how important that is for your journey in life. You know, to sit down and meditate on you, who you are. You know, and a lot of people, I'm gonna just take the Jesus story for instance.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, they like the Jesus story. They love to hear it. You know, they like the fact that he was sin free. You know, they love it. They take relish in it. They like the blood of Jesus. You know, that washes away their sins. They like the crucifix. You know, they like to symbolize the crucifixion of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like everybody has lost the message because Jesus operated from a high conscious level. You know what I'm saying? He was, to be sin free, you gotta operate from your highest conscious at all times. That means he was aware of everything he said and everything he did. It starts with being aware. So he was able to live a sin-free life. Now imagine if all of us could get to that high conscious state of mind and just stay there.
Yeah.
But we get lost. We get lost in the symbolism of things. You know, we get lost in the optics of things, of what things look like, what things should be. You know, and we don't ever take time to sit and try to understand the word, understand the message. You know, and it's lost now. So identification starts with you. You know, you can put a title on it, you can put a label on it, all you want, but unless you know who you are as an individual, as a spiritual entity, you know what I'm saying? Unless you can get to that higher state of conscious mind, none of this matters.
Yeah. Let me say that I'm glad you took it there, Queen, because I just want to be able to tell sisters and brothers out there that when we come into conscious and we realize that we are who we are, some of y'all might start and say, "Oh man, hey, I ain't no Christian, I'm a Moor. Hey, no man, I'm a Hebrew Israelite." You know what I'm saying? Y'all right now, y'all youngsters, that's how y'all identifying yourselves. But I'm here to take you deeper into your subconscious mind and spirit. Don't go halfway back identifying yourself. Start from the beginning. When she said Jesus, you want to go back and study the true spirit within yourself. You want to know who you really are. Go back to Egypt, black men. Go back to the first civilization on the planet. Go back there where the black man and black woman started from. And then come forward. If you're going to go backwards in your life, go back to Egypt and study where you came from first. The Garden of Eden, according to the Bible, was in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So if the Garden of Eden was in Africa, it couldn't have been white folks in the Garden of Eden. It had to have been melanated people. But I'm going to tell y'all this though. You got to go back to the beginning. Go back to learning who God is for real. Because some people try to keep you away from God. They use all kind of funny lies and stories to keep you away from the true essence and knowing the knowledge of God. So y'all need to go back. If you're going to go back and learn yourself, go back to where life began. Go back to life began. And then the book readers out there, go get the book of the Egyptian Dead. Go get that book. Start there with reading and finding yourself. And once you find that book there, then go get another book by Dr. G.M. James called The Stolen Legacy. Go get those type of books and read them, and then watch you identify yourself and find out who you truly are, according to the Holy Bible Scriptures. Because one thing I know for sure though, we as black people are not Gentiles. Go ahead, Queen.
Okay, the reason I reference the Bible and Jesus is because that's a relatable story that everybody knows.
Is.
You know, everybody kind of knows the story of Jesus, and even though we disagree, you know, a lot of us as people, as human beings, we all disagree on what is what and what is true and what's not. You know.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the people. You know. The message is still clear.
Yeah, the message is there. It's still there.
It's clear. It's clear. I feel like we as a people, that should be our ultimate goal, is to get into that higher state of conscious mind. Once you start digging into yourself and digging into who you are, the path will lead you back to your ancestors. It'll lead you back to all those places you didn't look before.
Exactly.
Because you're gonna yearn, you're gonna look for knowledge. You know, this is a process that I've been going through. You know, it was hard for me to accept some of the things that I heard wasn't true. You know, it was hard for me not to be upset about it and be angry about it and want revenge and want vindictiveness. You know.
Yeah.
So, but my heart was broken. You know, for my people.
Yeah.
For the things that was done to us, you know, And from there, I want to evolve, you know.
Yeah.
I want to keep evolving, you know. I don't want to, you know, I went back and studied Egypt and its beginnings and its origins and stuff. And you know, I found truth. And a lot of that, I found facts in a lot of that. I'm intrigued. I do want to know more, but you know, a lot of people, like, they're not going to want to.
Yeah,
you know,
I understand that.
They're terrified of the history. That's another thing why they don't want to identify with being black, because they associate that with a lot of pain.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of pain. They blame that for a lot of their downfalls. So people, they do. See, when you get caught up on Jesus and the blood and just the symbolism of everything, people they don't operate in their higher conscious mind, because let's say you see a friend walking down the street and forever he owed you some money and he didn't have it and you slapped it, and the first thing you say, you try to justify doing it by saying he had it coming, and then when that don't work, you say, oh, the devil made me do it, you know? And that's just it. You are the devil.
Yes, indeed. You are.
You did that. You know, that's the thoughts you need to work on. That's because if somebody owed Jesus money, heard the story, he wouldn't have hauled off and slapped him. You see what I'm saying? Because to be sin free, he couldn't do that. You know, as the story goes, as they tell the story.
Yeah, they tell the story.
Right. That's how it goes. You know. So my point is, the message is still there. The message of everybody needs to get to a point to where they're operating in their high consciousness. Because if you did that, then there would be no crime, there would be no hungry people. Everybody would be operating at the capacity that Jesus was. You know? And it wouldn't be I'm a sin today and I'm gonna go to church Friday and Sunday and he's gonna wash away my sins and I can go back out and do the right thing again. Because in a conscious state of mind, you're not thinking like that. Your mindset is not like that. Your mindset is more on for me, I catch myself even thinking the worst things. You know, I used to be a victim all the time. Whenever I didn't get my way, it was everybody's fault. And thoughts start manifested in my head, and I hate this person, and they couldn't even do nothing. They could have just been there. And I'm just mad, and I'm blaming them. So I catch myself now, putting it in perspective, because I know now. One thing I've learned in doing this and soul searching is no victims. You know, you're not a victim. Karma is real. You know, so what you do with the energy that you put out, it's coming back. You know, so at that time I wasn't putting out good energy. You know, and it came back. It made it come back in the form of the way isn't directly to me, but it came back. So now I'm aware. I want to share something with you guys just quick. This is just a little off topic about the return on karma on positive energy. It's been happening to me a lot lately because I'm aware of it. I'm consciously aware of it. So it's enhanced. So I can see the return on my energy just like immediately. And it's the little things, you know. I know it's nothing grand, but it's the little things to me that matters. So I'm just going to give you for an example now that it's been, the energy's been going full circle for me. Even the fact that I'm here having this discussion with you is return on energy. You know, and I'm recognizing that. So one day I went to the gas station, and it was this little old lady going into the store. So I'm feeling all positive happiness, because you know, in this journey you get, it's just full of happiness. You know, nothing can make you mad. You know?
Definitely.
You got that inner peace. When you got that inner peace, can't nobody rob you. So I get into this gas station, and I see this little old lady, and I run up to her and I grab the door and I say, "Let me get that for you." And she was like, "Oh, thank you, thank you." So I went into the store, come out, and it was this young guy standing on the other side of the door, holding the door for me. And I said, "Oh, thank you, thank you."
Yes, most definitely.
And I said, instant. That was an instant return on my karma, because when I went to go open the door for that lady, my intentions were good. I wanted to do it not for nothing in return, just because I was feeling good and I wanted to do something nice for somebody else. And the karma came back instantly.
That's the reason I say karma is real. That's it. Karma is real. Even the smallest things. But I want to add on to what you're saying. I want to add on to what you're saying, though. As we as black people, like she said, the message, when we go to the Bible, the message is there. I just want black people to understand. When you hear black people making fun of Jesus and all that, some of them people are just ignorant. But when you know the truth, ain't no reason to make jokes about it. It ain't. You know, some people just do it because they find humor in it. I ain't gonna lie, I do. But to tell y'all this, you knowing Jesus and I'm knowing I know who is the real Jesus, don't make us wrong. It just make that we have to live by the words of God. That's what Jesus was here for, to get you to turn your life around and to do a good direction. That is good for our people. That is good to turn your life around and do what's right. But when you turn your life around and you know you're supposed to do right, but behind closed doors you're doing wrong, you're mistreating people, you're lying on people, you're gossiping on people, but you think you can go and ask God for forgiveness because you're doing it, you playing with God. It's time for us to stop playing with God. I know y'all feel that we supposed to ask for forgiveness, but why have to ask for forgiveness? Many times you ask for forgiveness from God, you gotta keep say you God, and people keep asking forgiveness for you. You're gonna get tired of playing games with you. And see, God right now is tired of people playing games. You know what I'm saying? So it's time for us to start doing right and obeying those laws that was given to us by Jesus and Moses and everybody in the Bible. It's time for us to start obeying by that and quit asking for forgiveness with things you know you ain't supposed to do, and do right. Turn our life around. That's the reason why we're talking about self-identification. You're going to act like you a child of God and live like a child of God. Get away from the people that live their life like they child of God. Because the ones that ain't living like they know that they the child of God and out here being disruptive and deceptive and harming our people, our women, our children, we tired of it. We fed up in this world. And it's time for us to identify who we are as black, melanated people on this planet. We are the only race of people who don't get along. I done said it several times, there could be 6 Mexicans in a 2-bedroom apartment. By the end of the month, they done bought a house. They work together. And it's time for us to start working together. Come together, black men and black women. Step into your greatness. We are truly great people that come from a great history. If we go back to the beginning and learn who we truly are. Some people don't. They take pride in not wanting you to know. Critical race theory. They don't want you to know who you are. And they don't want you to keep putting their children. They ashamed of what their ancestors did. That's why they don't want history in the school to teach the kids about all that Jim Crow and slavery and all of that, because they don't want their children to feel bad.
Can I?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Queen. Cut me off if you have to. You got the rights here.
So what I think it all boils down to is integrity.
Yeah.
You know, I think everybody has a responsibility to do the right thing. You know.
Exactly.
And that's just what it is. People wanna. They want to believe. They need a savior. Yeah. Because they don't deal fairly in life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? When you don't deal fairly in life, that's that karma coming around again. And sometimes we dig ourselves in such a mess where we feel like we need supernatural powers, like, you know, to get us out of the mess. You know what I'm saying? So hence we go to calling on Jesus, and we go calling on the Lord, and then we forget that it's us that's got to get ourselves out of the mess.
We are the saviors.
And it's going to be us with this, you know, with the help of your spirit. Yeah. It's going to be you that get yourself out of this mess. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to you whether you stay in that type of mess, because you remember, karma is real.
Karma is real.
So what you must do the right thing even when nobody ain't with you.
Most definitely.
Because that's how a lot of people in the situations they in now, they think they got away with it. Yeah. You know, they think they stuck their hand in the jar with nobody looking, or they took an extra 10 minutes on lunch break when they know that's wrong. You know, that's not the right thing to do. You know, and they wonder why. Yeah. They misfortune. They have such misfortune. Yeah. Well, then see, that's how they create the conditions for you. Yeah. You kind of help them.
Most definitely. And I know for a fact, to that brother that robbed me about 3 years ago, when I got out the hospital, you pulled that gun on me, had me trapped in your car, and you pulled that gun on me, man, and tried to rob me with my little $80 I was trying to buy that weed with. Hey, I ain't out here looking for you, bro. I ain't even mad at you no more, man, because I know that you going through something in your life. You know what I'm saying? I forgive you, bro. But it ain't up to me to decide on how you gonna survive or not. That's on you, how you live your life. You know what I'm saying? But I just want you to know that I ain't out here looking for you. I wish you the best of health and prosperity. You know what I'm saying? I was even buying liquor for your mama because I do your mama. But hey, you didn't take that in consideration. You just wanted to rob me because you knew a brother like me kept paper on. But hey, even though it was spoiled, it didn't go right for you. I even took your gun to them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but check this out though. You got away, but I didn't shoot at you. I ain't do none of that. But hey, I forgive you, bro. You still my brother. I understand that we live in a world and we have truly been miseducated. You know what I'm saying? We have truly been miseducated.
You gotta remember, a lot of these people are operating from a lower conscience.
Yeah, they're lower conscience.
So what else you expect coming from those people? To me, nothing surprises me anymore with people. I've learned not to be surprised. When I see stuff and I see stuff on the news and I hear things, it's kind of like I already knew. Because so many people are not operating from their higher consciousness.
Most definitely.
They not embodying the spirit. They not doing. It's not do as I say. It's do as I do.
See, that's the way we've been taught and educated. I've heard several family members now little coming up. Don't do what I do what I say. But you're not giving an example for nobody to, you know what I'm saying? And you teaching your children how to accept bad karma coming to your life when you do things like that. And I think some things shouldn't be done in front of children if you're gonna do them.
I think people, the works, it should be in your deeds. Your work. I think that's how you're gonna start winning people over. I think that's when you're gonna start getting people to listen. I think when you use your deeds to guide people, I think that's when you're gonna get the real results, because that's something they can actually see. That's hope. You come in, somebody come in and they don't know how I'm gonna pay this next bill, and you come in and help them and pay the bill, and give them a little bit more hope. Something else not to worry about. We worry. That's why we can't know ourselves. We got too many problems. We worried about the light bill. We worried about the rent. We worried about going to work. We worried about our kids. We ain't got time for ourselves. We ain't got time to sit down and just really pour meditation and thoughts and high frequency. We just don't have time. Our mind tells us that. And so we don't think it's important. People don't know how important that is, I'm telling people the peace that I have right now, and I'm not rich. I'm not running no Fortune 500. I'm still working a 9 to 5, still married to the same husband. I don't own no mansion and no luxury cars, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what God has given me, but the peace that I have, I'm just mad because I'm on a spirit. I've always wanted to know my purpose. This is something that's been driven me for life. That's why I ain't got no career now, because I'm waiting on a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling him, I know that's the only way I'm gonna find my purpose is through him. So when the teacher died, I told him, when the teacher left, had to leave, my last teacher, I cried for some weeks, and finally I knew Thomas. Me and Thomas met on not such a certain good circumstances. He was a Trump supporter and I was a Biden supporter at the time in the election year. And we met, we didn't meet on good terms. He was all kind of MFs, that's how I was coming at him. And he sent me a friend request. I accepted it, but I really never talked to him that much before after the election. So when I started this ministry, I was looking for somebody to start it with, so I seen him on my friends list. I said, let me get this old joke out, maybe we at peace now, So I went to him and he was like, sure, took it on, and for him to be the one to turn me, and I told God, thank you for my teacher. He did everything to get me away from Christianity. That's what I'm saying. He took my teachers from me. You know, he took them. I'm recognizing this. Yeah, this is a journey for me. So when I seen that and I started opening my eyes to everything, and then he started showing up in my life, like spiritually, you know, like with the energy return, and it's like he introducing me to all the right people. Hey, when I called you that day, you said 444. Do you know what that means?
I'm trying to tell you, when I called you, I said...
called me, but you know I did more research into that. You know I did.
Yeah, what it means then?
It means my time is now. I have arrived. So, it's stuff like that. You know, messages, the return on the energy is the big thing. I've been really practicing with that. I've been working on something. I had a lot of help from Miss Deaglery. Thank you. Shout out to Miss Deaglery. She's been helping me. The one thing about this community and about these people is that they willing to help you. They love you. It's no strings attached. I don't feel like I'm dealing with snake oil. I feel like I'm really dealing with a real family.
You ain't watching no blood crying.
Right. These people are not materialistic. They not looking for fame. They not looking for acceptance. They looking to wake people. You know, I'm meeting with like-minded people, heart people. I put a post up last night that said the happiest people in the world are the givers, not the receivers. And God is around me by nothing but givers. You know, people that want to give their time, just give. To try to wake people, like you said, you gonna go to your casket. Trying to wake people, you know. Who cares enough about people to go to their casket, to wake them up? You know what I'm saying? That's true to God.
Not only just being an example, my walk. Got people that's witnessing it to my walk. You know what I'm saying? And my speech that come out my mouth, my actions.
You are something special, man. I'm gonna tell you, since you joined the group, I'm grateful. God, if I don't tell them enough, I tell them I'm grateful for Malik. Because, you know, in the group we don't got a lot of participators because I remember I took that group, it took a lot for me to flip it. At first it was a ministry, and then I had to turn it around because I couldn't live this life, you know. Oh yeah, then I know them tears are happening. Tears of answered prayers, tears of validation from God, confirmation that you're doing the right thing. Yeah, I cry those tears all the time. So yeah, I know they're familiar too.
Yeah, most definitely. But it don't mean that I'm weak or none of that. I'm consistent. You know?
You're consistent, and that's the only way you gotta be. But what I am proud about it and what I do notice, I'm a big observer. So when I started the group, I was worried because I was like, all these Christian folks, we gonna lose them. You know, when we started talking about this stuff, because Thomas was on a straight, let's dump all the material, and I'm like, no, let's slowly do it. But eventually, I woke up and I didn't want to even see that stuff no more. So I eventually got up, turned the page, changed everything, the settings, even took the ministry.